Hey guys, my name is Lucas and today we're going to talk about time as your most valuable resource. So you all know that you only have a limited time here on Earth, and that time it can be whatever. We don't know how long we have left. But the other point is that you cannot buy time. No matter how much you work, how much you do, whatever it is that you do, how much money you have, how much love you exert, whatever it is, you will not be able to get more time. You have the time you have, whatever that may be, and that's it. Think of it as a bank, that every day you take more out of the bank, and once it's empty, you're done. That's it. You don't have any more of that resource left, and you will never gain any more of that resource. So the point is that time is your most valuable resource because of that reason. So it's up to you to decide how you're going to spend that resource. Are you going to spend the resource working for a minimum wage job and making the $8 an hour? Or are you going to spend it with your family? Or are you going to spend it with your friends? Or are you going to spend it trying to find some better work? Whatever it is you spend that time on, it's basically you exchanging your one resource, namely your time, for something else. For love, for friendship, for work, for money. It doesn't matter for what you spend it on, but you have to know what you spend it on. Because it's your decision. You should not spend your time so freely. Because most everyone spends way too much time on the TV, on the computer, or doing things that they don't even want to do. And that with such a valuable resource, it's like you're spending $1,000 worth of gold just to play video games for 10 minutes. No one would ever do that. And yet here you are, spending an hour of your time to get $8 for it, for your hard work. You think that's fair? As long as you think that way, you're never going to make more money than those $8 an hour, because you don't value your time. But your time, an hour of your time, could change someone's life forever. You could exert so much love in that hour to a partner, or have a load of fun with your friends. Or you could even make $1 million in 1 hour, and everyone has that chance. But as long as you don't think your time is worth that much, you're never going to use it that way. You're always going to use it for that hour of work, or that hour of watching TV, or that hour of playing video games. And if you do that, that's fine. Don't get me wrong, I still believe that if you choose that, that's fine. It's your choice after all. But you should prioritize the things you spend your time on. Are you actually using your time wisely? Because most people, when they are on their deathbeds, say they regret not doing this, or not spending time here, or working too much, or not doing whatever else it is that they valued. So the question I have for you right now is, how are you spending that resource? How are you using your time? And if you don't know a way to use your time, if you say, I don't have any idea, please help me, then here's one crucial tip for you that will help you to spend your time better than you are right now. The one tip is just to keep busy. I'm not saying this as keep busy with work and always working and doing things and always being productive. You don't have to do that. That's not what I mean by being busy. When you're busy, I mean using your time productively and consciously. Let's say you have a planner and you plan out your day. You'll say from 8 till 10, I'll do my morning routine, I'll meditate, I'll eat breakfast, I'll watch like an episode because I like doing that in the morning to get me started. Then you say the next 2 hours I'll work out because I want to get a better body, so I should work out. Then you maybe have to go to work, so you say, okay, the next 8 hours I'll work and I'll be productive. And if you don't have anything to do, then maybe you set yourself those 8 hours to work and be productive. And then in the evening you may want to do some hobbies, so you say, okay, the next 3 hours I'll work on this hobby. And then you still have, let's say, 6 hours left that you can spend with your friends and family, and you write that down in your daily planner. That's what I mean by keeping busy. It means that you set time aside for everything that's important in your life. And you do that consciously. And then you say, this time is for that, and only that. So if you then decide to watch TV or you decide to play video games, then you allow yourself that time too, because that's important. If it's important to you, it is important to put that down and to set time aside for that as well. But if you make a plan, then you know exactly how you're going to spend that resource of time, and you know exactly what you value. So the basic thing I'm trying to get across here is that you have to prioritize where you spend your time on. It's like prioritizing your money. You may have 1,000 things to spend your money on in your house or on your car, or 1,000 things you want to buy. Then you prioritize what you want the most or what needs to get done the fastest. And that's what you spend money on. And the same thing should happen with time. Whatever is highest on your priority list, whether it's your work, your relationship, your family, yourself, your video games, your TV series, whatever it is, set time aside for that and set as much time aside for that as you think it's worth. And obviously those priorities may change the very next day, and the next day you may think, oh, you know what, today I don't feel like watching that much TV, or today I don't feel like working that much, or today I just want to be alone and not spend time with my partner. And that's okay too. Then you just change that plan a little bit. It doesn't have to be the set in stone plan. It should be a guideline to you. That if you don't know what to do with your time, you have something already written down that you can spend the time on and not be upset about it afterwards that you wasted that time. Because that's what we like to do. When we don't have a plan, when we're not busy, we just spend time on the first best thing. And that's not a good way to spend that resource. Because overall you don't know how much time you have left. And you don't want to regret any moment that you have right now. And you don't want to regret spending that time for whatever it is that's important to you. The point really is to just use the time effectively, because you don't know how much time you have left. So it's important that you don't waste it, that you use it for the things that you value, that you prioritize everything right, and that you use your time for exactly what you want. So it gets you happiness, it gets you love, it gets you further in life, and it just improves the quality of your life. Just use your time wisely, because you never know how much time you have left.